Well, a lot of people say that we can't go back to school because it's dangerous for teachers and for kids with COVID-19, and there's no way to make it safe. And yet I have a friend of mine, somebody I've known for a very long time, who's found a way to help make schools safe enough so that kids and teachers can go back and feel relatively safe about it. And he's done at least one school I'm aware of, and I want to have him on to tell you about this technology and see who else has been using it. Jim Michelle is, well, when I met Jim, he was CEO of Electric Mirror, a great company that made little mirrors with TV screens in them. They were awesome, incredible. I've seen some in hotels. Brilliant technology. I've toured his facility. And now he has a company called Safeology that's working on making schools safe. And Jim, thanks for being with us today. Thanks for taking time.
Thanks, Kirby. Appreciate it.
So how is it that you make a classroom or a school safer using technology from COVID-19?
Well, this is technology that's been around for 100 years, believe it or not. Ultraviolet light has been used against many viruses, including tuberculosis. And it turns out it's a great weapon against the coronavirus. How it works is literally ultraviolet light penetrates the virus's structure and disrupts the RNA or DNA of the virus so it can't replicate again.
Really?
Yes. And it's what people don't realize as scary as SARS-CoV-2 is, when it's up against ultraviolet light, it's the biggest, wimpiest virus that exists.
Really?
Literally, we can disinfect a room in a few minutes with ultraviolet light.
Now, is this something you do after every class or once a day? How often does it have to be done?
Great question. And there's really two things at issue here. There's surfaces, right, which early on surfaces were a really big deal. And now air is becoming a really big deal. And so what we've done is it's sort of a God thing. I mean, it turns out that in addition to making mirror TVs, our family business makes tons of lighting products. And it turns out that our company, our U.S. manufacturing company, is perfectly suited to take that same lighting technology we've done for years and apply it to killing viruses in the air and on surfaces. So we've developed a number of different products, one which is a mobile tower that will go into high-use spaces such as public bathrooms or workout rooms, and you roll it in, and in 10 minutes you kill everything in the room. No people are in the space at that time because ultraviolet is dangerous, and so there's a bunch of safety precautions that are part of the product. But at the same time, we leave our air purifiers in the room. And literally, this technology is being used in surgical suites right now in top hospitals around the country. If you clean the air fast enough, literally your chances of getting a virus in that space are almost none. And
Really?
So our goal is really to deploy not only our surface cleaners, but our air cleaners in every public and private schoolroom there is. And you could do this affordably, and kids can not only be safe from the virus, but also things like the common flu that we get hit with every year.
So is this a once an hour, once a day? How often do you have to apply the treatment to the facility or the room that you're in?
Well, the surface product is really a once-a-day type of thing.
Okay.
But the air products are going on all day long.
Got it. Okay.
And because the UV is built inside those air cleaners. And so literally it's occurring while students are being taught in the classroom. Everyone's still in the classroom. But that air is being cleaned quickly enough that literally if someone did have the virus, literally the air is being cleaned so quickly that it's not spreading. So it's awesome technology. To me, I don't know why we haven't been doing this for 20 years. I mean, we combine it with some unique cloud-based software solutions to make it extra safe. But literally, I had my baby the first week of the lockdown, and I was stuck in the hospital with my wife, and she's, of course, we're going into labor, but I'm looking at, the fixtures everywhere. I'm like, why is there not UV in this hospital? I mean, literally, this could be the safest place. So I think schools could be the safest places in America if we just spend a little bit of money and think about the technology. You could do this for $2 a room. Excuse me, $2 a room per day.
Wow.
Literally, yeah. So it's not beyond reach at all. And of course, we're implementing this at Cedar Park School.
Yeah.
And we've been talking to universities around the country. Schools are a big factor. Of course, senior living is important, and a lot of corporate offices are now speaking with us about the product.
Yeah, Cedar Park, by the way, our youngest son, Adam, went to Cedar Park. It's a great school. And back when Joe Feeden was there, and I'm familiar with the school, it's a great facility. Is that the only school so far that has either taken you up or listened to you on this? Are there other schools you're in?
That's the first school we're in. There's a number of schools we're speaking with right now. I think it's more of a information gathering for them. The schools aren't aware of the technology and how easily it could be deployed. Right. So as word gets out, we get more and more phone calls. I mean, we're talking to people all over the country, and it includes not only hospitals but hotels and the cruise ship industry. There's multiple applications for products like this.
Yeah, you bet. We're talking to Jim Michelle. He's with Safeology and Electric Mirror, a company that has devised technology to use UV light to purify and clean surfaces and air in rooms, making them virtually immune to the COVID-19 virus, therefore safe to use. Jim, it's like, I don't know a lot about science, but I know UV light for a long time has been looked at as an ability to clean and purify air and surfaces. It's just why? Do you have any idea why hospitals, nursing homes, and assisted living facilities where the plurality, if not the majority of the deaths of COVID-19 have come from, are nursing homes, older people with comorbidities, and why this hasn't been done before? I mean, look, I've known you for a long time. I love you. I respect you. You're a brilliant guy, but somebody else should have figured this out somewhere, somehow. Why didn't they? Do you have any ideas?
Well, I think, ultraviolet is dangerous, and so you have to develop special sensors to make sure it's not being used when people are in the room. I think that's probably was the roadblock.
Okay.
If you go overseas, though, especially regarding, diseases like tuberculosis, ultraviolet's used throughout Africa, to kill tuberculosis. Why we haven't done it here, I have no idea. Wow. It seems like we're, a quarter century behind on that. Now is the time, though. I think people are becoming so aware of how they could have, clean spaces. And that's not only for right now, but the future, right? I mean, literally, if we have this technology implemented, we would basically have been so much more safe against the coronavirus. And so I guess we're learning, but the technology is without a doubt proven. It's here. It's deployable quickly. And really, we have the chance. I'm excited because I told our team, guys, don't you want to kill viruses for a living? We can take down this virus. And so we're kind of sitting on an arsenal of lighting products to kill the virus. So we're super excited that we can make a big impact for our community.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, okay, so let me ask a hypothetical, and maybe you may not be able to answer this, but I thought I'd ask. I am the ABC school district here in Puget Sound. I've got 5 high schools, 10 middle schools, 20 elementary schools. On a square footage basis, or if I called today and said, we want to make our schools safe, we want to get our kids back in the classroom, any ballpark idea of how long it would take you to produce, come out, and deploy so that I get my kids in the classroom?
A great question. I mean, we're already geared up for manufacturing. Our factory is right here in the Everett area.
Yeah.
Now, there is a question of how many of these can we deliver. We've designed our products in a way that we could crank out tens of thousands of these. Now, if every school in the country called us, we would probably be in trouble. But we could definitely take on, the schools in our area for sure. I'm a huge believer that schools should be opening their windows and their doors and getting air flowing through those places while they're waiting for our products. But literally, I think, it's a great way to keep our students to have the confidence that our kids could be safe. And there's other companies out there that are following us as well. And I'm sure there's more than enough of us to provide products for everyone.
So what you're really telling me is that if I ran a school And if I called you up and said, Jim, I want an air purifier in every room, and I want a lens cleaner in every room that will turn on for 10 minutes before the kids come in the morning, and make sure that it's not on when there are any humans in the room to keep them safe. But we'll start the morning by turning on the lights and purifying the surfaces, and then we'll turn on the air purifier. For the rest of the day, the school would be relatively safe for my kids and my teachers and my parents to be in there learning.
Well, without a doubt, I mean, this is personal for my family. Cedar Park, my brother's 4 children go there. So, they're going back to school.
Yeah.
And, we really believe in this technology as a great way to keep kids safe. And it's not something that's difficult to install. And you have to think, I know schools are, some schools are opening and some they're not yet. But literally, if you think about it from a timeline perspective, if a school is planning to open even next year, well, they need to be thinking about this right now, right? And
absolutely.
Be ready. So literally, yeah, I mean, within a few weeks, a school can have classrooms that are extremely safe for students and teachers to be in and teach in and have the cleanest air. What's unique is, the product also cleans other things out of the air as well, and kills other viruses and bacteria. So there's multiple uses for it.
Yeah. One last question, Jim. We'll let you go. And again, I appreciate you taking time to be with us today. Have you run into any kind of opposition? Have you run into anybody saying, we're not sure about the science, or that Michelle's crazy, or we don't want to go back to school yet, or whatever the case might be? Have you run into any opposition or objections from people?
Well, literally every person I talk to, they're more of a surprise, like, does this really work? And so we have brought together 3 PhDs and 1 renowned infectious disease doctor to review our science and our white papers, and so it's more of information. People don't realize that UV has been used to kill a number of viruses out there that are far worse than SARS-CoV-2. So that's been like the big question mark for people. Is like, really, light can really do this? And without a doubt, there's tons of science behind what we do. And we say Safeology is the science of UV clean. We're really into the science. This is not. You could go online and see magic wands that you're waving around, and really the intensity of the light is really important, and the time that you apply the light to surfaces in the air. So there's real important science behind it.
Right.
And so that's basically once we address those questions of people, they finally get it. Like, wow, this is cool stuff. So small hurdles, but we make believers of people pretty quickly.
One last question. Do you have a website or someplace people could go for maybe more information or contact you? Because I suspect there may be a lot of parents out there listening right now saying, I've got to talk to my school district so we can get our kids back in school, or people connected with private schools that may want to look into this. So do you have a website or someplace people can go?
It's Safeology.com. That's safe, and then OLOGY.com.
Okay.
And you could learn everything about the science there, the products, and basically contact us, and we're happy to help anyone that's interested.
It's awesome. Jim, listen, thank you. Long time no see. I'm glad we connected on this one, and thank you for what you're doing. This is big, I think, and I hope that people listen and follow up, and maybe we can get our kids back in school and start turning the tide against this thing, because it's disrupted our society so much. It's time to go back, and this is, I think, a big step toward that. So thank you for what you do. If I can be of any help, you just let me know.
Thanks, Kirby. Appreciate it. Come up and tour our factory again. You can see all of our new stuff.
I will. I'll let you know. I'll give you a call sometime. We'll get up there. I'd love to see it. All right?
Okay, take care.
You bet. Thanks, Jim, very much. God bless.